Welcome to the State of Tennessee's VRISM training for funeral homes. In this training, you will learn what VRISM is and how you can now complete death certificates electronically. VRISM is an acronym that stands for Vital Records Information System Management. This system allows vital records such as birth, death, marriage, and divorce certificates to be registered and issued electronically across the state of Tennessee. In this training, you will only learn about death certificates. The issuance module was launched in 2014 and has successfully been implemented by all Tennessee health departments. This gives local health departments the same ability as the state to issue certificates throughout the state, regardless of the county. Switching to an electronic death registration system provides an added degree of security and saves time for all parties involved in the registration and issuance of death certificates. The only major difference in the process is that now the record is registered electronically, which will help reduce record errors. The fields and datas comply with federal guidelines just as the paper process did. The workflow of the electronic death registration system is also the same as the paper process. The funeral home will initiate the record and complete all demographic information. This corresponds to tabs 1 through 6 in VRISM. Once this has been completed, the funeral home will assign the record to a medical certifier. They will complete the medical information portion on tabs 7 through 10 and then certify on tab 11. The record will indicate when this has been done in the funeral director's work queue. Once the record has been reviewed for accuracy and completion, it will be able to be released to the state for registration. The responsibility of funeral directors remains the same as prior to the VRISM system, which is to prepare an original death certificate in order to file a legally acceptable document for purposes of making certified copies. Tennessee Code also still requires that the death certificates be filed within 5 days of death. Funeral directors will be responsible for tabs 1 through 6, which are the demographic information of the decedent, as well as the assignment and release portion of tab 11. This is the VRISM login screen. You will see the red, white, and blue map of Tennessee, and at the bottom you'll see the blue login button. Please note that on the left side of the screen you will see the mailing address and phone number of Tennessee Vital Records. If you have any questions, you can call this number and someone from our team will assist you. It is necessary to use Internet Explorer with this application, as it is the browser on which it was developed. Clicking the login button will start the 4-step login process. The first step is entering your username. This will be assigned to you after you submit a user agreement. Please note that all fields in the login process are case sensitive, so make sure to type in all your information exactly as it is given to you. You will then press Continue, which will take you to the next step, answering one of your 3 selected security questions. Once you have received your username and a link to set up your account, you will be able to personalize these questions. However, if someone from the state has set up your account for you, the answer to the security questions will be the last word of the question. This can be personalized after you log in for the first time. Once you've answered your security question, please press Continue to move on to the next step of the login process. The third step is verifying the image and phrase on the screen. These will be personalized in the account activation process. If you get an image and phrase that are not the ones you set, please restart the login process. Step 4 is simply entering in your password and pressing Login. If you are taken back to the first step, the username screen, try logging in again or contacting the help desk if the issue persists. We ask you refrain from giving your login information to other users. Once you have logged in, you will see the main page. If there are updates from the state, you will see these under the News tab. VRISM is continually being improved and updated, so please check this tab when you log in. The upper left side of the screen will show your user information. If any of the information is incorrect, please contact the VRISM help desk. This screen is also where pending death certificates can be seen in your work queue. By pressing Death in the dark gray bar under Main, you will be taken to the main death screen. From here, you will be able to view your work queue, in addition to being able to search and initiate records. Please note that the work queue may have different tabs for cases depending on their progress. To open an existing record, press Process to the far right of the decedent's name. This will take you to tab 1 within the record. To create a new record, click Death from the menu bar. Then click Create, which will take you to a search page to verify that a record hasn't already been created. To create a record, please enter the decedent's information and press Search. If no existing records match this search, press Create New Case. On tab 1, enter all of the decedent's information. For unknown numerical fields, such as a social security number, enter all 9s. If the decedent doesn't have a social security number, enter all 8s, or check the None box. You will have 5 tries to enter the social security number. VRISM will send the number to this social security system for verification. If you click Finish, Save, and Return to Record, Tab 1 will give you the information regarding the social security number verification process. If the social security number given to you by the informant is unable to be verified, please submit a 721 form to the Social Security Administration once the record has been registered. Otherwise, this form is unnecessary. To go to the next tab, click Next. Tab 2 is the Decedent Information section. Every field on the paper certificate is required in VRISM. Unless fields are yellow instead of white, they are the responsibility of the funeral director. Please note, some fields become yellow or white depending on the information entered in previous fields. To go to the next tab, click Next. Tab 3 pertains to the decedent's race. You may check one or more boxes to indicate what the decedent considered him or herself to be. Please specify if you select Other. Please enter all information for the parents of the decedent and the informant on Tab 4. For parents' information, please do not enter the names of foster parents or guardians. Please select the method of disposition on Tab 5. More than one method may be selected if necessary. Please note that if the body is to be donated to a hospital, medical school, or mortuary school for scientific purposes, the facility receiving the body is generally responsible for preparing the death certificate. On Tab 6, please select your funeral director and embalmer information from the drop-down list. Once selected, the fields below will automatically populate the other information that is needed. If the funeral director and/or embalmer are not selected from the list, you will have to manually enter the information. Please note the Not Embalmed checkbox for cases in which an embalmer was not present. Medical certifiers are responsible for tabs 7 through 10, so you can now click on tab 11 to assign the record to a certifier. To assign the record to a certifier, select a certifier from the drop-down list or medical examiner county list. If the certifier is not in the list, select the Physician Not in List box. Next, check the box that says Check when assignment is complete. Then click the Finish box, noting that if a physician is not in the drop-down list, the funeral home will have to access the drop-to-paper option, which involves printing the certificate from the system and bringing a paper copy to the medical certifier to be completed. This option will no longer be accepted by the state after July 16, 2018. When you press the Finish button, the system runs a full check on the required fields. If any missing information is your responsibility, it will appear on the VRISM warning screen under the Attention Funeral Director heading. This information will appear as clickable links, which will take you back to the tab in which the missing information is located. If all information is complete, click Save as Pending. This will then assign the record to the medical certifier. The medical certifier is then responsible for the information on tabs 7 through 10. They will certify the record on tab 11. Once a record has been certified, the case will have a Y under the Certified heading on your main queue. Once the record has been certified, a funeral home cannot edit or change anything within the record. If changes are needed, the funeral home must contact the certifier and ask them to uncertify the record. If you see that the record has been certified, click the Process button. This will open the record to tab 1. From here you can go through tabs 1 through 10 to review the information, or you can click on tab 11 to release for registration. To release for registration, click the box Check when ready for review before releasing, and press the Release button. Then press Finish and Save as Pending. You will now receive the Successful Transaction screen. This should provide a state file number for the registered record that you can provide to your local health department for issuance. Here are some key things to remember for easier navigation in the VRISM system. VRISM does not save information automatically and will time out after 15 minutes of inactivity and log you out of the system. If you expect to be interrupted or you are new to the system, we recommend pressing Finish and Save as Pending frequently to secure your information. To print a record, follow the path Main, Death, Print, Funeral Home Copy. From here, you will be able to enter the criteria to search for the record. Select your case from the search results and press Details at the far right of the screen. This will take you to the Record Details page. Scroll to the bottom of the screen and press Continue. You will now be able to generate a printable PDF document by pressing the Generate Document button. If you haven't already done so, we ask that you fill out a user access request and agreement form. This will give you access to the VRISM system. Forms can be mailed, emailed, or faxed to Tennessee Department of Health, Office of Vital Records. If you would like to practice, we have a test environment in which you can become more familiar with the system. If you need any help getting access to this account, please contact the VRISM Help Desk. We thank you for taking the training today. We have PowerPoints and online user guides available. If these have not been made available to you and you would like a copy, please contact the VRISM Team Help Desk.